I might be biased, but I think Wales is one of the most beautiful places in the world. I'm the Welsh Walker, and welcome to my channel.
Hello everyone, I'm the Welsh Walker and welcome to my channel. A bit of a different video for you today. So in between me doing my walks, I'm going to see if I can look back at some of my older footage and photographs that I took on my hikes that I did before I started the channel. So as you know and would have seen, I am doing the Wales Coastal Path mostly when I'm doing my walks these days. But I did start doing that before I started the channel, and my favourite section of the walk so far was 100% Anglesey. It's an absolutely beautiful island. So what I thought I would do is show you my top 10 spots on the Anglesey Coastal Path. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I hope you see some spots and places that you might want to visit if you ever do make your way up to Anglesey, which I very much recommend doing so. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe if you do, and any comments for your favourite spots in Anglesey would be great, so we can see what I might have missed when I done my walk there. So thank you very much, and let's get into the video. So first up on the list in the number 10 spot is Traeth Fligwy. This is a lovely little beach just in the northeast of the island, which I came across just before reaching the village of Moelfre. It is a very popular with windsurfers and the likes. I took these photos, as you would have seen. What I'm doing is putting a red spot where I took some of the photos, just so you can see the angles I was looking at. So yeah, some of the cliff tops overlooking the beach from the south, and I thought they looked absolutely beautiful, especially backed with the dunes and the hills in the background there. So it feels sort of enclosed and sort of like on your own type of thing. You're in your own world, but it's not trapped. So yeah, it's a lovely little beach, and that's my number 10. So at number 9 we have Gorsedd y Penrhyn. It doesn't take long to find some lovely views, coastal views in Anglesey. Doesn't matter which way you're going round. So just a couple of miles from the starter end in Holyhead is this viewpoint here, which is known as the Stone Seat. It gives lovely views of the beautiful sands below, and you can see the ferry port and Holyhead mountain in the background there. And you can also see across the water to what is to come, or what you've left behind, at Traeth Peniel, which is another lovely sweeping beach. So it's a lovely spot for you to sit down and just take it all in, whether you are finishing up or whether you were just started. Just shows, this lovely viewpoint here shows how beautiful this island is, and is at my number 9. So at number 8 we have underneath the Menai Suspension Bridge. When travelling up North Wales, the Menai Suspension Bridge is a must-see, and I think this position here is the best place to see it and capture it in its true scale. Finished in 1826, the bridge was designed by Thomas Telford, and it was the world's first iron suspension bridge, and since 1970 has carried both rail and road traffic to and from the island. It is a wonderful piece of architecture and well worth a look. The position I took these photos also has an information and memorial plaque for those interested in knowing more about this amazing bridge. So check it out.
Oh, everyone, a bit of a bonus video for you. Just coming to the end of the day now, but I just wanted to show you that over there. So that's where I walked last year. So the bridge is obviously down there somewhere. I'm wondering whether that's Snowdon up in the distance. Not 100% sure. As you can see, it's cloudy up there again. It's pretty nuts. But yeah, it's just incredible views over here. that's where I'm staying there. Not in that castle, obviously, but yeah, I'm nearly to the end of the day. It's been a long day. I'm nearly there now. Time to just put my feet up and have a nice bath, hopefully, and some food. Let's go.
So that was a little clip there from when I actually did the walk, showing our number 7 spot, which is overlooking Beaumaris. It's a lovely little town, situated on the southeast of the island and on the eastern entrance of the Menai Strait. While there are a few things to see here, including a castle, a bit of a spoiler for later, the view from this location, marked on the map as a red spot, is absolutely stunning, especially when you're overlooking the water to Llanfairfechan and all the other villages on mainland Wales. With also the mountains in the background, it creates an amazing picturesque views. You can also see the castle in all of its glory, and the other things that Beaumaris has to offer, such as the pier. This is a lovely little spot with, as you saw before, with benches, so you could just look, relax, take it all in, and that's why it's my number 7. So our number 6 brings us to the north of the island and Cemlyn Bay. Now this is a very unique shingle beach situated to the north, as I said, and I would recommend anyone walking along here. With its view out to sea on one side, you are also flanked by the coastal lagoon of the Cemlyn Nature Reserve on the other, home to the tern colony. Because you are surrounded by water on both sides, it gives you this sort of feeling of walking in the middle of the ocean, and the views this creates are amazing as it curves around the bay. There were plenty of bird watchers when I was walking there, and they don't like you getting in the way of the cameras, but being surrounded by all of this nature gives this place a different feel than any other bays on the island. The tide can affect access from the north, so just be careful of that when you're making your way there, but this is a terrific walk and I highly recommend anyone going there, and that's why it's number 6. So for number 5, we are back in Beaumaris, but this time we're going to focus on the castle itself. I have visited a few castles on my walks, as you would have seen, and this is definitely one of my favourites. I describe it as one of the most castle-y castles that I've seen, with its symmetrical look, the moat on the outside, the towers, the inner and the outer wall. From the outside, it looks like it has everything you think a castle would have, and when you visit the inside, it doesn't disappoint. But there is this sort of sense of what might have been when you read up on the history of the castle. Construction on it started in 1295, and it was part of Edward I's campaign to conquer North Wales. But money issues, mostly down to battles with the Scots, meant that even by 1330, when work was ceased, it was still unfinished. £15,000 had been spent on the build, and if you use the Bank of England inflation calculator, this equates to £14 million. Now, I don't know how accurate that is, but what we do know is that £15,000 is a lot of money, even today. But by those standards back then, it was a lot of money. But even though it's unfinished, it still has a lot of history. Owain Glyndŵr actually captured it in 1403. It was involved in the English Civil War, and there is much more. But I won't bore you with all the history of the castle, but if you like castles for its history, for its architecture, its setting, or a bit of everything, then I highly recommend Beaumaris Castle. In at number 4, we have Treathr at Treathr Bay. So to the west of the island, south of Holyhead, you will find Treathr Bay, and more specifically, the beach at Treathr. I absolutely love this beach. It has a beautiful setting, lovely sands, and the water looks clean, blue and inviting. I spent a good long while sitting up on the wall, just looking out to sea, watching and listening to the waves and this brings me to why this place was so memorable and why it is so high on the list: the sunset. It was stunning, and watching it come down while eating an ice cream was a perfect way to spend an evening after a long day hiking. I highly recommend visiting here for a family day out or a walk around with your partner, or if you just want some time alone, just looking out and forgetting your worries. There is also a cafe on the front called the Sea Shanty, which does a lovely fish and chips. So yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful place, and I thoroughly enjoyed spending some time here, and that's why it's my number 4. So staying west, and just about as west as you can go, we enter our top 3 and south stack. You can't have a top 10 about Anglesey or Annismore and not involve a lighthouse. So this brings me to this place. One thing that this island has is an abundance of spectacular clifftop coastline views, and when you can add something as beautiful as the South Stack Lighthouse in the background, it gives it an edge over most of the others. It is a stunning setting, being rugged and wild, but also on a beautiful day like I had when I was there, it is both calm and serene as well. I would like to go back there one day, as I didn't actually get to go down to visit the lighthouse, but even if I don't end up doing that, the views and the backdrop of it will be enough for me. It is a stunning location, and that is why it is number 3 on my list. Just a bit further on from South Stack brings you to number 2 on my list, and speaking of rugged coastlines and spectacular clifftop views, I give you North Stack. Now this is less about the lighthouse. In fact, North Stack Lighthouse is basically non-existent and is run down. It is more about the amazing scenery and breathtaking views all around. It is truly a thrilling walk around this part of the country, and just makes up for all the climbing and sweating and aching, and makes it all worth it. Looking back, you can still see the South Stack Lighthouse in all of its glory. All around you are the waves crashing against the very cliffs you were walking on, and then you look to the distance and you can see the port and the town of Holyhead. It is an amazing place to hike, so please do go there if you ever have the chance. As I said, it is breathtaking, and that's why it's number 2. Now it is nearly time for me to reveal my number 1. Before I do, here are some other locations that didn't quite make the list, but still show the beauty of this island. So here we are, my number 1 pick. Drum roll please. Situated almost complete north of the island is my number 1 pick, Porthwen, which is quite frankly absolutely stunning. Now I know time of day and weather and other factors can have an influence on your feel of a location, and on the day I visited this place, as you can see in the photos, the sky was blue, the sea was calm, and it just looks picturesque. But sometimes you have to be in the right place in the right time, and I certainly was with this place. I often look back at these photos just to remind myself of its beauty, and it was an easy pick for me for number 1. On the island there are loads of these little coves and beaches, and a lot of them are very pretty, but it was definitely the pick of the bunch for me. I love this place and I would go back there anytime, and I really do hope that I do get the chance to see this place again and just to spend some time there rather than just walking through. So there's my list, my 10 to 1. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gives you some sort of ideas of where you would like to go when you visit this island. It is my favourite sort of coastal walk that I've done. This is my favourite part of the Wales Coastal Path. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and join me next time as we walk the wonders of Wales. Thank you.